This week's episode of PSVG is brought to you by the letter P. P is for page. P is for Patreon. P is for R. Kelly. But most importantly, it's for producers and also folks who help make the PSVG podcast happen. So thanks to you, Coach Hulk, Edwin Callow, Devin Tyus, Chris M., Kyle Heyman, The Bonesaw, Barry Cathcart, and Paul Calico. Thank you so much for your support. If you're interested in supporting PSVG, head on over to patreon.com/PSVG. And now, on with the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Play Some Video Games, the flagship show of the PSVG Podcast Network, and the only gaming podcast that's not ashamed to bribe colleges to please, for the love of God, take our children. With me this week, of course, is my co-host, Lucas. Hi, Lucas. How are you?
Hello.
Hey. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm fine.
Cool. Now, for tonight, Lucas, as I told you, I want to try something very special. So I sent you over the list of ingredients. Do you have everything?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to double check. So number one, a copy of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I'll just have to blow the dust off of it. Yes.
Okay. A Nutter Your Business.
Ooh, I'm going to have to run to the store for that. But that's okay. I can pick up some other stuff on there too.
All right. A copy of Titanic on HD DVD.
Will VHS work?
All right, fine. We'll try. Some sweet 80s synth music.
Yes. Yeah. I actually always have that ready to go at a moment's notice.
I figured. A milkshake so you can drink it up.
Yep. Got it in the fridge.
And 1.5 liters of goat's blood.
How soon do you need it by?
Well, I mean, we're gonna do this now. You know, we'll just try the ritual anyway. All right.
Okay.
Let's see if he can be summoned.
Blood, I have extra anyway, because like when I cut myself, it just comes shooting out. So I'll use mine.
You should probably get that checked out.
I do. Way more often than I would like to admit.
Fair enough. All right. Let's see if he can be summoned. Let's try.
Okay.
Let's try it. I think it's working. I think I see something. Jason, can you hear me? Are you there?
All I see is a beard.
Is that 90s James Cameron?
Who doth summon me?
Wait, is this Fluxtaposed? Am I on the wrong show?
You gotta burn that bush. This is Fluxtaposed episode 236 coming to you. Oh, hey. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh,
Jason's here.
What's up? I just did this last night, but now Kevin's here. This is weird.
This is weird. This is probably a terrible idea, too.
I mean, if you want to retain listenership, yeah, probably.
It's not one of the better ideas we've ever had, but
That's true.
I mean, we've talked about this on the Discord. I was cast out from the Nintendo Shack, maybe voluntarily, and I was like, I had some time going up. I was like, guys, Wednesday, are you set on the show? You got guests? Yeah, because Donnie had to, he had to bring in Patrick from Planet Nintendo there to fill in last week. I was like, I want to make sure, reach out to the crew. Do you need me? He's like, oh, I got so many people on the show. I got too many people. Nope. I was like, okay. I tried. We had tried to do this last week. It didn't work out. I was like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden, you're like, hey, we'll just record PSVG on Wednesday if you want to do it. I was like, okay. And then Donnie Reese is like, oh, you should do Carol's can't do it. Got a spot for you. You should record. I was like, Kevin already asked me. Sorry. I'm going to the big leagues.
good arena.
Wait, is that true?
It's
The last part?
It's all true.
If Jacob has it, you know it's true.
That's right. That's right. This is funny. I never was on PSVG Prime when I was active on PSVG. Now I just had to quit.
It's because I always felt bad trying to get a hold of you. You know, you were already doing 2 shows. At some points, you were doing 3 shows if we count that. You know, if we ran something or something.
Yeah, we don't talk about that show.
We don't talk. They don't even talk about that show anymore. So
it's all about shout outs. It's like 2 hours of shout outs.
It is 2 hours of shout outs. Hey Bobby. Hey Sean. so I always felt bad trying to reach out, like, hey, do you want to record yet another day? Or we'd record at the same time as the Nintendo Shack was recording, so it was literally impossible to have you on. So
you type in the private chat, hey, I need people. I'm like, no. You're like mid typing. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, just right away, no, blocked. You know, it's all good. But it's good to have you back. It's good to have you on PSVG. It's good that Donnie cast you aside and then suggested I pick you up. So it's weird. It's almost like he's suggesting I take his leftovers. Like, I don't.
I mean, in all fairness, I'm sure Donnie would have loved to have me. I'm not going to throw too much shade at Donnie because it's not true. But they do have a packed house there. They got like 4 people on Shack. I mean, him and Carol are going to be talking about Zelda. I mean, if that thing's not at Megadad's length, I will be surprised. I mean, it can be a long episode.
I mean, you have Donnie who jumped ahead and already started playing Zelda. You have Caroline who's not playing Zelda. You have Kyle who hates Zelda, and you have Devin who has no idea what he's doing playing Zelda. This should be a great show. Just saying, just throwing that out there. Solid.
Hey, I will say when I shut off my Switch to come down here, and as I was waiting for my computer to boot up, I saw Kyle was playing Zelda.
Well, Kyle said he had to actually play more so that he had stuff to talk about on the show, because Josh asked him, hey, you want to jump in the division? And Kyle said, no, I need to play more Zelda so I know what I'm talking about.
I came out of the sleep chamber. I mean,
yeah, I was gonna say by play more he means get past the main screen, the title screen, and actually start the game.
It's farther than me. Like I said, I put the cartridge in, but I've yet to turn it on, so it doesn't count that I haven't started it yet. So
but thank you for having me, Kevin. It's nice to be here.
This will be fun. This will be fun in Fluxtaposed 2.0. Oh, yeah.
We
That's what we're
got
calling this episode.
Lucas has just proven himself to be useful across the board now. He's a man of many traits and talents.
I'm that's true. Master of none, though. See,
just wait until we get to what he's been playing, because that's when it all falls apart.
I was told that I have to play Apex Legends to be on this podcast. Is that correct?
It's actually any podcast on PSVG. It's not just me. As if you've heard, PSXP has been rebranded as the Apex Show. So
one more thing about that. Okay, that's all. I haven't played it though. I haven't played it. I haven't even installed it.
Apex, you just have to play a battle royale game.
Oof. Wait, I played Tetris 99 today. Does that count?
Yes, that's pretty much the same thing.
I don't know. Did you play as well as that video that you showed?
Hell no, I tried. Wow.
I just edge it basically to the very top and then just play from there.
I can't even push the D-pad that fast. I don't even know how he does that. No idea.
I don't know. It looked like
we gotta get these people to pay your taxes. People, you gotta pay your taxes. Let's go. Every annoying streamer, you gotta go. Let's go. Oh, pop up. Let's go.
Hey guys,
get crunchy.
Is that what we're doing wrong? Is that why we're not internet famous yet?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's talk about the things that will make us internet famous. Let's talk a little bit about what we've been playing. Jason, why don't you go first?
Let me see,
because it's blank, so I don't know. It's a mystery right now.
That's what he does. This is what he does.
I play Smash Bros. Of course, that's always going to be there. I play Tetris 99. That's like that's my new I only have 15 minutes, so I'm just gonna. I don't know what it is because I'm not good at it. I got to top 5 yesterday, but I don't know.
Of Switch. That's the thing.
I guess I just like Tetris. It's just kind of fun to try to stack things up, and I mean, I've definitely gotten better at that game by playing Tetris 99. Like I've just got better skill at Tetris overall, but everyone's like, oh, I just won. You got Marty Estes throwing shade at me and all these other people. And it's like, I don't think I'm ever going to win a game with Tetris 99. Honestly, it's hard, but it's fun to play. It's a good, time killer, and it was free. So, I mean, that's always right up my alley.
It just makes me miss regular Tetris. I want to just play a relaxing game of Tetris, not that stress-inducing nightmare. People are just getting better. Like you said, those videos are coming out. People are just obsessed with it.
I never thought there was a streaming market for Tetris 99, but I mean, this guy goes headhunting. This video we're talking about, there's a guy, he just does this strat where he leaves a empty single column down the middle of his build, and he just has everything stacked up to the top. He's just baiting people to try to come after him. He gets 30 eliminations, 30 knockouts in the round. It's insane. He wins and he gets 30 knockouts. So he takes out almost a third of the competition. It's insane. But yeah, Tetris 99 is fun. Smash is there. And really the only game I've played is Breath of the Wild. I started last weekend. I think I officially started playing that again. So last night I played up to. I took out my first divine beast, the Rito, the flying bird creature
you went that
thing.
run. That okay?
Yeah, because I wanted to go complete opposite than I did the first time. So because the first time I played, I went straight to the Zora. So this time I kind of wanted to mix things up and do some things a little different. So I think I'm like at 25 shrines. I've got like 15 or 20 Korok seeds and took out one shrine. And I think basically I don't know how like completionist I want to be about it, but I think basically I'm just going to get the Master Sword, to get the 4 shrines, and then probably just beat it because it's just nice to play it leisurely as opposed to like having a focus or a driving point behind it. But I don't want to go too far into that because you're going to get so much of that on Shaq and solo.
Okay, we should just make our own Breath of the Wild.
Right. Skinny Matt tried to hook me up with winning a Toe Jam and Earl code today. They're like randomly tweeting out codes, but then they leave, letters of the code with question marks. And they left this super cryptic clue that was like, what did it say? When you have a prescription to, oh gosh, I can't even, Lion, Lyon. And then it was like a GIF from Empire of what's the main actor's name? Something P. I can't remember. She had a GIF and she was saying something, and everyone everyone replying to it was like, "What does this mean? Help me!" And I was like, "I'm not gonna get this, Matt. Not even trying. I have no idea what that could possibly be."
Sean Capri like poo-pooed on that game real bad.
Well, Sean doesn't like most games.
Good stuff.
I mean, he hates a lot of games. He never finished Breath of the Wild.
Wow.
Yeah, but he likes Far Cry. I agree with him there.
Yeah.
He just said he didn't get it. He's like, I don't know. It's like your spaceship crash and you're finding pieces and you're walking around. I'm like, yeah, that's Toe Jam and Earl.
That's the point. I mean, I think this one, you have to like really have some nostalgia for the original because it's so much just like the original. I think if you just were playing it like going in fresh, I don't think the game's going to really appeal that much to you. Honestly, just keep playing the Division 2, Sean. You'll be fine. And I think, is that it? I think that's it, man. And that's really, yeah, no PC games, nothing.
Who plays PC? oh,
Bonesaw.
Yes, occasionally. Only Vermintide. I'll go real quick because I don't have a whole lot that's new. I did wrap up Far Cry New Dawn. I completed that. Didn't uninstall it yet because Donnie does want to do some of the expeditions, which is like the 2-player, almost like mini maps. You have objectives and you're just like invading a base and grabbing the gear and leaving. So he wants to do some of those together. So I probably will at some point. But if you liked Far Cry 5, New Dawn is just more of the same great stuff with probably a better, maybe not better overall story, but I think it would appease to more people versus the controversial ending to Far Cry 5. This one kind of just ends and wraps up with the story and that's it, which is nice for a change in the Far Cry universe. So still playing that. Anthem, I've slowed down a bit. I'm still having fun with it. I love the flying mechanics. We've talked about this at length, but ultimately I think the game's just not fun unless you're playing with people you actually know. It just doesn't have that same hook. Like Destiny's a lot easier to do alone because you're just kind of lumped in during certain events together. You're not forced to kind of travel always together. Anthem makes it a little bit harder where you rely on your team, especially later in the game. Like you have to have people with you and they have to be decent to take down some of these massive titans and stuff like that. So if you're not able to talk with them or know the people, it's not really fun. So I kind of slowed down with that a little bit. Apex Legends, that's all I'm going to say. Because we're not going to talk about that. But the last thing is I went ahead and reinstalled Halo, the Master Chief Collection again, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on as well. But my brother-in-law, who I typically play PUBG with because that's all he plays, he's a huge, massive PUBG fan, is kind of sick of the game and its broken mechanics. We played for a bit earlier this week. I'm like, man, this game's just garbage at this point. We really need to stop. So he suggested playing through Halo with him because he was obsessed and knows like the games back and forth. Let's just co-op the whole series. So I was like, all right, I can dedicate to that. So that's reinstalled and we're making our way through Halo 1 right now currently. So I'll be experiencing a lot of this Halo stuff for the first time. I did play, pretty sure I beat all of 1 and played part of 2 before. But everything after that's going to be new to me. So I've never been an Xbox guy until recently. So.
Oh, yeah. I guess that explains that.
Yeah. So looking forward to that
Halo
when I can cram it in. And then I think Borderlands is calling me to come back because I have that Handsome Jack collection that I have never actually booted up and played. So looking forward to, I think, jumping into that as well to get me some Fallout-esque vibes, but in the good way, not in the 76 way. You know?
I need to try the pre-sequel. That's like the one that I haven't played.
Yeah, I played all of 1, played like half of 2, maybe I want to say. Never played the pre-sequel. And I did play the Telltale one, but that doesn't really count as far as the series is concerned, really. But yeah, so looking forward to that. So, Lucas, let's get into those super current and relevant games you got on your list here, buddy.
Yeah. Why not? Well, as usual, my list is brought to you by Humble Bundle, the purveyor of all of my games, it seems. So they were having a deal. It was a THQ Nordic sale.
Oh, that's right.
And it was all old games, but mostly. But I think the only newer one was the Dwarves or whatever it's called. So I was looking through and I was just wondering if there was anything that would interest me. And I found some stuff, needless to say, one of which I actually ended up playing so far out of the 5 that I did purchase for $10. 5 games for $10. You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
That's a deal.
I'd buy that for $1. And I did. Well, 10 of them.
10 of them.
So that's math. That's just simple math right there. So one of the games that I bought was Carmageddon Max Damage. Not the original. It is a remake based on the original, though. And I told Jason the story of how when I was young and stupid, I used to call it Carmageddon because I didn't understand how words worked. I've never seen or heard Armageddon, so for some reason I just saw it and thought it was Carmageddon, like some sort of dinosaur.
A dinosaur, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What do you want? Jurassic Park.
You watched a lot of Power Rangers. It's a Megazord, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
Did. That is true. And this game it's a lot of dumb fun. It pretty much is the exact same game except for some slight changes. Obviously, the graphics are somewhat better. It's not the prettiest game, but it obviously resolution and some texture upgrades and a couple more polygons, as it were, definitely helps. The music is obviously metal / I don't know, sort of techno-ish, I guess.
Aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive. Yeah. Everything was labeled as aggressive. And yeah, you just go around racing if you want to, smashing into people and blowing them up if you want to, or running over pedestrians if you want to. Sometimes there's checkpoint races where you just have to be the first one to get to a checkpoint that's randomly spawned. And you go around crashing into cars. Sometimes you can steal them by wrecking them, and then you can use that car. You can upgrade the cars if you want to. You got to find tokens around the map. It's a good old time. It's like I said, it's dumb fun, and I don't know. I have nostalgia for the series.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing the shareware version when it was or something. Yeah, exactly. So, and I think that I only played the first couple of maps or whatever they give you in the shareware, and to me, that owning the game because
oh my god, I remember this. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at shots now. I'm like, the name is familiar. Holy cow, you're right.
Yeah, it had a very distinct art style.
Yep.
Very kind of bright but gritty somehow. The only downside that I have really is that it's not a very quick paced game. So if you find yourself getting jammed up with a bunch of cars and there's a city map, for instance, if you're stuck in one of these alleys and you're constantly getting pummeled from other cars, it takes quite a bit to get going to work up some speed, depending on what car you are. But with the first car that you get, this is definitely true. So a lot of times you'll go about 3 feet and then run into something. Then you'll have to back up slowly and then go another 3 or 4 feet and run into a car, barely doing any damage as you go. So it can have its slow moments. So as much as it is arcadey, it's not really a racer, so to speak. You can go fast. It's just not
gotta
really
go fast.
Game. You gotta go fast, but it's not really the point of the game.
Do you have the DeLorean? I'm looking at a screenshot of the DeLorean.
I did unlock the DeLorean. Change the colors, so I have a yellow DeLorean, and it's actually one of my, so far out of all the ones I've unlocked, it's probably my favorite one. And I think it's because it basically has a spike. Well, you saw it. It has a row of spikes on the front of it, so real point of impact there at the front, where some of these just have random blades attached to them, because all of the all of the car designs are based on the originals. So there's like a monster truck that has a drill on the front. What is that really going to do? I don't know, but it looks cool, I guess. So, but this one actually seems pretty functional when it comes to smashing into cars.
What DeLorean's better, that one or Rocket League DeLorean?
Ooh. Well,
that was the official Back to the Future Rocket, DeLorean. So
yeah, well, they wouldn't allow you to put spikes on that one, I think.
No.
It would pop the ball.
Would it though? Yeah, it would. It would. I'm still gonna go with this one because you can run people over and they hang on the spikes on the front.
Now, see, if the spikes only came out when you hit 88 miles per hour, that would be a lot cooler.
Ooh. Well, I just described how hard that would actually probably.
Yeah. But it should have like a finishing move if you hit 88 miles an hour. Something better
true.
should happen.
That's true. Then they can get sued because Back to the Future owns 88 miles per hour.
Yes.
Anybody who goes 88 miles per hour
That's all right. You only live your life a quarter of a mile at a time. So
that's true. Speaking of quarter miles at a time, I played another game that I got from the Humble Bundle Monthly. And this game is called Slipstream. And I originally, I didn't really seem to care other than it looked like an Outrun type game where you drift around corners. Like that's the main idea. But other than that, everything is Rad Racer, Outrun, that type of feel.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's it.
And I was super excited because the logo for this game has my car, my beloved car, a Nissan 300ZX or Z. And I was really excited about that because that car doesn't really get enough love. Usually around that time, it's more of some other, I'm trying to think, it's escaping me right now, but some of the other cars from the 90s that were a little bit more popular. And those cars are in this game too, because you do have a car selection. You don't have to play as the one that's on the title. But I didn't really know what to expect going in other than, like I said, an Outrun-esque game.
Yeah.
It's fun. You basically, the whole point is to get from point A to point B, and it has, the same parallax scrolling type track that you would see in Road Rash or Outrun or anything like that. The problem is that the cars, because of the way that you move on the track as you go forward, when the turns come up and you're trying to drift through them, they have a tendency to, especially if there's an S curve, they have a tendency to kind of make you slide left and right really quickly. And you're around cars, the other cars do that too. And there's the whole point of the game, sort of, other than to go from point A to point B, is to slipstream, which is to get behind other cars.
Okay. Yeah.
Speed boost.
Oh, right.
But that's hard when they're kind of wiggling back and
sideways. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you hit them and you kind of get pushed back again. So it's pretty difficult actually in that sense. Some of the other things though, the music obviously is great. A lot of synthwave and stuff like that. The places that you race in, so you can play in kind of a tour mode where you do 5 races against rivals. So they're little pictures of people that come up and they each have kind of their own look about them. And so you have a rival to beat in that little section, but you can go through a city, a graveyard, one's called like Monument Valley, and it kind of looks like Arizona. And they all have this sort of look that reminds me of how those maps looked on the Genesis, for instance. They have a very nostalgic feel about them.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was really cool. But overall, it was kind of neat to jump in for a little bit, check it out. I don't know how much staying power it'll actually have, but it was kind of cool. Kind of nice to have sort of a updated Outrun type game.
Yeah, I have a lot of fond memories with that series back in the day, Outrun specifically.
Especially at the arcades.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other game that I played was called Bleed 2. I know Jason.
Yeah. So you played this, didn't you?
Yeah, I reviewed it for PSVG back in the day.
I haven't played too much of it, but the music is awesome. The gameplay is pretty frenetic. It's almost like a bullet hell type deal.
Yeah.
Except
yes,
there's some things going on that you can. Yes, it's very hard. There's a. Did you play it with a? Is there an option to play it with a controller, or did you play mouse?
I'm pretty sure I played it with
did you
both.
play it on Switch?
I'm pretty sure I did it both.
Okay. I've only played with mouse and keyboard, and I thought it was good at first because of how precise the aiming would be, how quickly you can sort of aim wherever you want instead of flicking the right thumbstick like you would expect with a controller. The problem is you have a time slowing down ability, and you also shoot on the mouse. So your time slowing ability is mapped to the right mouse button, and the shooting / sword swinging is on the left. And for some reason, my brain doesn't really like that, because when I'm trying to hold down the button to slow down time and also shoot, it feels weird to me to hold buttons down. I don't really know why, because it's not really I think part of it's because it's not a first person shooter type deal where you would use the right mouse button to bring up the iron sights, and then you're just kind of lightly tapping to shoot bullets. Here, it's more like you're trying to hold it down, and you only have a limited amount of slowdown time, so you don't want to use it all. So you're constantly trying to click and unclick the right mouse button. So in combination of the left mouse button, it's just too much, and it's all moving really fast. And the other thing I didn't really care for was the jumping system, where you have a triple jump that you can steer. And I think I would rather have a triple jump that just goes up.
Traditional.
Instead of kind of dashing forward or dashing upward. I think that's how I'd better describe it, was a dash as opposed to an air dash, as opposed to a triple jump that you would see traditionally. Because it got me in trouble a lot of times where I would try to be moving around the level, and then I'd go to jump and do that. But instead I would just go right into the bullets because it really carries you across the screen.
I don't know if you've played through those parts yet, but a lot of this game reminded me of if you took the music and some of the feeling of the old Newgrounds games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then compile that, especially like there's some airships you got to take down to this that really remind me of some of the scrolling airships in Sonic games. But I don't know. I think it's the over the top soundtrack, and then what's going on the screen. Sure. It's like so all over the place and intense.
Stylized and over the top is a really good.
Yeah, it really reminds me of Newgrounds a bit. Like I remember playing it because I played through the game, and I remember just exactly what you're saying, because like that slow it down mechanic and the you got to you have to get good to try to live. Yeah. But I feel like you die a whole lot.
Plus I've played 3 levels, and every time I encounter a boss, I have just a sliver of health left, it seems. And then I finally beat them. I haven't gotten better than a C on my overall rating.
Oh God, I don't even remember that.
You're also being rated, and it kind of puts some pressure on you. And I don't even understand how that works really, because I think you need to kill enemies in a different way. Like,
I kind of grade you on that.
Yeah. So
hey, you're keeping pace with your Resident Evil grade. You're good.
That's true. I'm being average at everything. So it's real fun time. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. And I think I probably, it seems short, I think. So I'll probably play enough to beat it at least one time, and then wash my hands.
Never touch it again.
Never touch it again and forget about it. But forget about it.
So I'm looking ahead only because, you're such a Humble fan.
Yes.
Humble Monthly for this month.
Yeah.
Well, next month, I guess.
Coming up. It's looking.
Yeah. So I think I have Northgard.
Okay.
I believe you do. I remember we talked about that.
So I might be able to play a PC game with you guys.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure I have it. I think I got it as a review thing, actually. I think that's the case. So
wow, I don't even know what it is.
It's like the Age of Empires-esque type game, I believe.
Oh,
like you have your community, you build your town, and you can attack each other, kind of deal, like one of those. I played it really early on when they were still like working on it, so I'm sure it's better than when I played it. But it was I could see like it had good bones then, so I can imagine it's got to be at least halfway decent. And it's one of the headline games for this upcoming month. So
nice.
I need that Warcraft 3 remaster now.
Ooh, yeah, that'll be good too.
That's like the only strategy game I've ever been good at was Warcraft 3.
I thought you were good at StarCraft.
Nah. I was only good at StarCraft playing on big game hunters where you could just mass build.
Oh yeah.
And just spam, and I couldn't ever. I don't know.
I'm better at the economically aspected ones where
You
it's
trade.
not
Like I built sweet trade routes, guys.
civilization, that type of thing. Not so much the real-time strategy ones where
Jason's like, I'm building nuclear weapons. I'm like, I got a giant military. You're like,
manage my units
Yeah,
while
dude.
I'm building a base, and
All of the
these
hotkeys.
units grouped. And what's your APM? Because this is mine, baby.
exactly. Oh, you're still using the mouse to control your thing. I've got every hotkey remembered.
Do you even know how to macro, bro?
Exactly.
if you can only trade grain like me.
That's
What
what
is
I'm
this,
saying.
Catan?
Yeah.
I just upgraded my diplomacy policies. What do you think about that?
Jason's like, I have nuclear missiles. You're like, yeah, but I can do sweet trade routes.
You've upgraded your diplomacy. I gave AK-47s for everyone.
Was that it? That was Command and Conquer, wasn't it?
Rise of Nations, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
Rise of Nations. Yes.
Same
God,
thing.
Wonderful.
Hmm.
Yeah. It did feel very similar. Probably because the AK-47s.
But no Tim Curry.
It's party time.
Spies.
Push McFlits.
Oh, poor Tim Curry.
We all float down here.
Billy boy.
Go, please, quick.
Okay, we need to move on. All right, guys. I say it's time to check out the news of the week.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite news outlet on the Citadel.
I will go first because I have a few, so we'll kind of bounce around here. Big news. So Microsoft's super long Inside Xbox special came out this past week that we kind of griped about before and how they needed to kind of change how it worked. Well, they did tweak it a little bit and it actually was a lot shorter, but they went right to some announcements, which included more updates to Halo the Master Chief Collection. Number one, and it's adding Halo Reach to it as well. So now the Master Chief Collection has every single Halo shooter game in the Master Chief Collection with the exception of Halo 4. Yes.
Yeah.
No, 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, 'cause 4's in there. So 5 is the one not included in there. But if you have Game Pass, you have access to every single Halo game. So
Wow.
it's pretty
That's
awesome.
sweet.
Now, the better news, especially for folks like Lucas, the Master Chief Collection is heading to PC, which is a pretty big deal.
Dude, Halo
Oh,
PC,
yeah.
the original was we had some fun times back in the LAN party
It
days.
was
on Halo
Combat
PC.
Evolved is what it was. Blood Gulch? Come on. Warthogs?
Yeah.
All day. Snipers? You know it.
Yep.
No scope. 360 no scope.
What was the other map that had the creek and the little teleporters?
I think it was literally called Battle Creek.
Yeah, I think it was because I'd be like, that's how I remember. It's like that's a city in Michigan.
Yeah, that's why I remember it. Do you think you modeled it after the city? No. Maybe I wasn't really like
Is it Battle Creek or maybe is it Battle Creek?
Crick.
How do you pronounce that, Creek?
How do you know it's not a brook?
Oh God.
Well,
Creek at a brook.
I would tell you, but I need to get into this hind.
Oh, now it has officially become Fluxtaposed. The
It
Flex
really has.
taking over.
So it's worth noting. So Master Chief Collection initially launched November 2014 on Xbox One, and it was a hot garbage mess. People complained it was full of bugs, matchmaking issues, anything online. It was completely, broken. It's taken 343 Industries basically several years to get it right. Just to the most recent thing last summer was they did a complete overhaul of the online network structure to start basically from the ground up. And since then, it has worked really, really well.
Oof.
But the last Halo game to actually go to PC was Halo 2 in 2007. So everything else has been on the Xbox exclusively. So it's going to be interesting to see is how smooth or lack of unsmooth this whole launch
I believe
will be.
that is called Chunky.
Chunky. I was thinking the same thing. I was making a peanut butter
Chunky
reference in my head.
That could be-
So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see like does it run into issues on PC now? Number one, we see issues when playing PC games, especially shooters. If you're playing multiplayer, is people who mod or hack or anything like that. Fortnite, PUBG, we see that a lot right now already with people modding things like shooting people through walls, like stuff like that. Is Microsoft going to be able to prevent that from happening in the competitive market or the multiplayer market as it is? Or are they even going to run into those matchmaking issues like Halo Master Chief Collection had on the Xbox to begin with? I would think not. I think they've probably taken their time and figured this all out and how to make this a big announcement and celebratory thing for PC gamers who've been waiting for it. So I'm confident enough that it's going to be okay. But yeah, so Lucas, you gonna jump in or wait for it to hit Humble Bundle?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll buy. Well, you said it's on Game Pass, right? So
That's true.
I would probably spend the $20 just to have it for 2 months, and then when everyone's like,
Done.
we're done playing this because Division 2 or
Yeah,
what.
no kidding. If you can spend $10 and unlock it all with Game Pass and play it on PC.
That's what I did with Forza Horizon.
But is it through the Xbox
different
Game
games, two
Store
different
or
games.
is it on Steam that it?
I saw links for Steam.
Yeah, because I know the game's up on the Steam store front.
But Microsoft can't not put something on.
Right, you would think.
Probably all of these things.
I just hope that here's my question: is it going to be an actual legit PC build, or is it going to be ports? And then how well are they going to control? And can we play with mouse and keyboard, or do we have to use a controller?
That's the real question, because Halo has always been, for me, on consoles, the best example of how first-person shooters should feel on a controller.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that's going to transfer to mouse and keyboard, where really it just needs to be immediate. That's if there's any lag at all, then it feels weird. But who knows how much smoothness and smoothing you've done to even that out for a controller.
So I'm reading the presser here, and it doesn't actually state it's going to be on Game Pass on PC. Because the announcement only says it's going to hit Windows Store and Steam.
So yeah, it must not be. I bet they're going to make it full price for it. And I think I read that you don't have to have. At least I saw in Twitter shenanigans yesterday that you don't have to have Xbox Live on PC.
No, you don't. Yeah, it says you don't. It's weird. So rather than make every game in the collection available all at once on PC, Microsoft is going to roll out the game one at a time, starting with Reach and going in chronological order from there. It's pitching the incremental approach as a way to make the games available sooner rather than waiting the entire collection is ready. The games will run at 60 frames per second and support 4K.
Ooh, Devin would be pumped.
All those frames. All the frames.
I will say Halo 2 and Halo 3 especially will, I think, benefit from the up-res because they looked good, but I remember Jaggies everywhere.
Halo Reach was great, but Halo 3, that was my multiplayer. I think I had the best experience with Halo 3. That was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, the height of multiplayer for me as well.
Like the little customizations, and you could do. There was like a lot of duo matchmaking options you could do. Because remember we played a lot of multiplayer on that. And you didn't remember we didn't have to have. You didn't have to have. How did we do that? You didn't even have to have the disc, or because I remember I had the game. And, that's right. Because I had Halo Reach, and it came with the multiplayer copy of Halo 3. So then I would play. We were able to both play Halo 3 multiplayer that way because you never owned the game.
I just remember that weird map that has like all the wood floors and the glass, and it looked like it was in a building. I think that, and there were plants everywhere, but it looked like an office almost. It was very vertical.
I'm pretty sure that's Counter-Strike.
No, not underscore office or Day Dust. No, somebody's got to know what I'm talking about. It was in a skyscraper or something. It seemed, but I hated it because
I don't remember that.
3 levels to it. And constantly you'd be walking around and people would be shooting you from up top because, let's face it, if you have the high ground, then you don't do it, Annie. You don't do it.
You were the chosen one.
Oh, God. Also, on the Inside Xbox, they did announce Minecraft is coming to Game Pass as well, which I will say, so I've never been tempted by Minecraft. I don't understand the phenomenon behind Minecraft or the former phenomenon at this point. But for being free, I may just try it out just to see what it's like.
I had it. At one point, I had bought it, and I played it for because the guy at one of my last jobs was big into it, had his own server, and I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I played it for half hour. And I was like,
cool story, bro.
So I can just build anything I want. Okay, cool, but I don't know what I want to build, so
I'm not creative, so I'm done.
No.
What I don't understand.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it is one of those games where you have to kind of build your own fun. What I don't understand is how they've gotten away with not really upgrading the graphics too much. It's so blocky. You'd think in this day and age that they could spare a few more polygons. You know what I mean?
I think when you sell as many copies on as many different consoles as they have, they don't really care. So like people keep buying it, didn't give an incentive to really push Minecraft to do anything else. I think that was the biggest thing. But Jason brings up a good point though, the creativity part. Like I don't want to create my own stuff. That's the number one reason why Mario Maker does absolutely nothing for me. I have zero desire because I don't want to make my own courses.
Complete just aside here, I do have to say nobody wants them to stop making Mario games and then just put out Mario Maker, because I don't want Joe Schmo creating a campaign for me when I would expect Nintendo to do it for me so that it's good, instead of like, here's 100 impossible levels that you're going to spend the rest of your life playing. No thanks.
Is that shade you're throwing at Donnie for his comments about?
I didn't name names.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I just like to acknowledge that I kept saying it was come to Switch, and I was told, well, that gamepad, there's no gamepad. You can't make levels without that gamepad. Well, guess what?
I am interested to see how they are going to handle that though, because it would kind of suck in my mind. It's actually got to seem in my head, just not knowing anything other than just them showing the trailer. I don't see how this is going to work on Switch and be like as functional as it was on the Wii U or 3DS.
I didn't own it, so I will buy this one. And I have to add that one of the devious creators of some of the most horrible Kaizo levels in Mario Maker he's in my Discord. I melt no wet ham. He's made a couple horrible levels that are just
so fun.
I don't know how you come up with the design of it, but then like they're horrible, like difficulty insano.
So you're not saying they're a sociopath, but they might be a sociopath.
Yeah. So I would like to try some of those super hard things.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I was trying to be good.
I was told that this is a family-friendly show.
I just said she said that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Jason, what'd you bring for news?
I think we should go into Lucas's, because I think that follows up very nicely with.
Wow, now he's running the show.
Now you want things to make sense here? What?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Lucas.
I will do it because it is also Xbox related. I saw this today and it piqued my interest. I don't know why. It's not like I'm going to run out and buy an Xbox because of it, but I kind of
want to.
Interested. Yeah. Not going to, but I want to. Microsoft now lets you stream PC games to an Xbox One, and they'll let you use a controller while you do it. So basically, I mean, the title sums it all up. But from what I've read, it seemed like there was a misconception that it had to be a Steam game, but it doesn't. It just has to be a game that allows you to play with a controller. They don't have the ability to use a mouse and keyboard yet. Okay. So Steam Link still has the one up on that for whatever reason. I don't even know. My question was, now if you had a wireless mouse and keyboard hooked into the computer instead of to your Xbox, would that allow you to control the game still?
Well, at that point, why don't you just hook your computer up to your TV?
Well,
that's a lot of effort for.
Well, because you can do it this way.
Not everybody has their TV 5 feet away from their computer.
Well, I'm guessing no, because if the Xbox is basically just pulling the
stream
software from it, I can't see you still being able to use your input from your computer on the Xbox, which doesn't have the input for that device. I don't think that would work. I don't know.
We need these questions. These are the questions that need to be answered. But anyways, so you have to use a controller, so it can be any game, but it has to be able to use the Xbox controller as an input, or else it's just going to sit there and you can't do anything. So they do go on to state though that since Microsoft has a keyboard and mouse combo in the works, that it is possible further down the road that you can play all games.
Dude, they have some sick stuff going on there with Microsoft. I saw just a clip on Twitter from whatever they were announcing this stuff at, and I saw this host was playing Forza with the controller that had a smartphone docked onto the controller. The game was streaming onto the smartphone.
Yeah.
And she was playing it. Now, I was watching her thumbstick inputs, and it didn't seem to like really. I don't know how. I haven't played Forza, so I can't tell you how sensitive if I move my thumbstick, how much the car actually. Because to me, it looked like it doesn't really look like it's matching up. But I was like, well, I haven't played Forza, so I don't know how that lines up. But I mean, if that's the direction they're going with their future tech and with everything, I mean, that's going to be crazy. If you get to a point where I mean, it's what we talked about with like games running on the Switch. I mean,
Yeah.
the device isn't going to matter anymore.
They have the Steam Link on the phone. I think it's still in beta, but I've tried it. The only problem is I don't have a way to really hold my phone. I don't have a controller that'll dock.
You need like a Bluetooth controller to play that one in.
Oh, and I did try they say you can hook up your Pro controller, and it's true to an Android device. The problem is that it lagged like crazy. The inputs were not always taken, or they would take a second to come through. So it could just be my phone. But
right.
As far as actually streaming goes, though, it does look pretty good and responds fairly well. I mean, since you're using your home network, it's not like it's really going through the internet to get there.
Right. And now I may actually get to some of those Steam games in my library that I don't play, and those free Epic games, those free Twitch games I have. I can actually play all this stuff now.
No,
I will, because actually I have the Messenger, and I played like 3 levels of it, and I enjoyed it, but I don't want to play it on the computer. But if I could just now stream it, I can just play it.
That's true.
Games like that, like, I mean, like Northgard and stuff like that, like real-time strategies and such. I'm not going to do that with the controller, but those other ones, I totally could.
Come on, StarCraft 64 worked great. Controllers on a
the real question here then becomes, because the PCs are so good at emulation. I know that's a dirty word, but emulation. Would you be able to then have all the emulation on your PC and then stream it over? Because those always support. You know what I'm saying here?
I might have to investigate this before the next show, just simply for reporting purposes.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. All for educational reasons.
Yes, I mean, we need to be informed.
We're not under lock and key from Nintendo releasing maybe 3 games, 2 now, it seems like, for the Nintendo. Where's the SNES? I'm saying, where's the N64?
And if I own the cartridge, it's legal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. We'll report back. Remind me.
Ooh. Don't forget.
I will. So then now I'm gonna go next because I have another one. We're gonna not let Jason talk
I don't
now.
get to go.
Wow. You're good to go. You'll get to go after this. So PAX East is coming up, and for whatever reason, Gearbox loves PAX, especially PAX East. They're always there every year. They do a panel. It's kind of one of the bigger parts of PAX East is Gearbox's presence and what they announced there. Well, it looks like they're teasing what we think is, now who knows, because they've teased us before about this, but it looks like on March 28th, they may unveil and officially announce Borderlands 3. And they also said, and they released another screenshot today of another game that they're working on, which you can't really tell what it is based on that picture. Keeping in mind, they really only had like 3 franchises that they've been known for. So most likely this is something new, because all they do is, all they've done recently has been Borderlands, Battleborn, which I really liked, but it wasn't a commercial success because
Brothers in Arms.
Yeah, Brothers in Arms. Yeah. What was the other one they had? Oh, Duke Nukem was the other one that they had. They have the license
Aliens, Colonial Marines.
Yeah.
Reboot it.
No.
What a good. Wait a second. They made a VR version of Borderlands 2?
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, bruh. Everyone thought they were announcing Borderlands 3, and instead they announced the VR version of Borderlands 2, and they were like, all right, that's cool, but that's not what we wanted. We want the third one. So yeah, it looks like that's what they're going to announce, hopefully. They have confirmed they've been working on it, so it's not like it's been a complete secret, but they haven't officially shown or done anything publicly to acknowledge this. So ought to be cool to see, and it's kind of, to be honest, that's kind of why I'm a little itching to go back and play Borderlands again, because I know how great the games are. I know everybody loves them, and it's up my alley, that style of game, but I've just never sat down to play it because there's always something else that's coming out around then that I'm like, I really need to just settle down and play through these. So I think I'm going to go back and revisit the Borderlands, if you will. We've
played a bit of Borderlands in our days.
I was going to say, I can't tell you how many times you and I have restarted Borderlands 2. I've seen the beginning of Borderlands 2 more than anybody.
Yeah. Remember, we're like, we're going to play through all the DLC on Borderlands 2. We're going to do Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep. We're going to finally do it. Yep. And nope.
The negatory on that one.
Womp womp. So yeah, stay tuned more for that, hopefully, but that's exciting news. Okay, Jason, now we will let you talk.
Good news. Pocket is back up. So I got my original list. I have 3 articles that I can pull from. So the first one is very, very meta for Mr. Kevin Austin. Kevin, I have news for you. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has lost PlayerUnknown.
Yep.
He is being shifted into PUBG Corp Special Projects Division, so he's no longer working on Battlegrounds.
Yes.
So there you go.
It's weird. So they're typically really quiet with what they're working on for the most part anyway, especially with him. So some speculation I saw online was that he actually has been working on PUBG for quite some time, which is why their updates have kind of slowed down. Like, yeah, they released a few new maps, but ultimately they're really not doing much with the game other than these cosmetics and loot box stuff that they're doing now. So it's kind of been teased a little while. They're working on the next thing, which is, to be honest, it's a little disappointing because while this game looks and runs much, much better on PC, the console versions are so bad in comparison that we really thought, I think the gamers thought that we were going to get something that would be more competitive and more attuned to what like Call of Duty's doing in their Battle Royale thing, be a real competitor. And it's not there at all. So
do you think that they're just like, we're never going to catch Fortnite, so what's the point anymore? Let's just put it on autopilot, make what we can, and start doing something else?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Now, it's debatable. Is he working on 2.0? Or is it really something drastically different?
Hope not too.
Like I'm afraid it's going to be like a campaign mode for PUBG where it's like it's still the same framework, but now we're going to put a story to it. Where okay, on PC that might work just fine, but on console it's going to be a hot mess. So
I wonder how long of the trend do we see with Battle Royale? Like how long is that genre just like?
I think if it keeps evolving, like Apex, evolved it into sort of not overkill. What is it called?
Hero shooter, like Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch. Thank you. So that helps definitely to keep it from going stale. But I don't know. I feel like hero shooters are kind of on their way out too.
Yeah, a little bit. And Battlefield's announcing or showing its first trailer for what its Battle Royale is going to look like tomorrow, as of when we're recording this. So,
wow,
there's another one I'm going to be sucked into because I already own it. So,
Star Wars Battle Royale.
See, that would actually might be fun. Like, just throw a license on one of these. It might actually do better just because people will be like, well, I get to be a clone trooper.
No, don't. EA's
none of the guns will ever hit anything. You're all just standing in a field just shooting and nobody's connecting with each other. So
that would be funny. That would be funny, actually.
Hilarious. Hit us up with another one.
What was let me open my list back up here because for some reason I lost my middle one. Oh no, the one was Lucas's. Lucas had the one. So the other one I saw, this was announced today. Somewhat, I don't know if it's relevant, but interesting news. Former Ubisoft and EA studio head Jade Raymond has joined Google.
Ooh, big
She will be the vice president at Google, which is funny. They bring someone with all this gaming industry experience right at the time as Google is poised to make this big gaming related announcement coming up.
Yeah.
So
So getting into the streaming business with that whole Assassin's Creed Odyssey thing.
I would think it has to be.
It's got to be. It's got to be. But the thing that gets me a little bit though is okay. So she has a big gaming history, 20 years or whatever in the gaming industry, and you put her over to Google as VP. So clearly you're thinking gaming. But here's the thing: in her 20 years, she's done a lot. But if you look, like she was in charge, she oversaw the Star Wars portfolio for EA. That's not a shining star on your resume right now.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, I'm going to give her a pass on that because I think, unfortunately, shareholders and more higher ups at EA probably control that.
Well, I was having a Discord conversation about EA once again in the general.
Oh, God.
And
don't do that.
I know. I couldn't help myself, and I'm sorry to everybody who was involved. But I did say that, for as much ire as I give EA, I can't blame one person. Like if somebody said,
no.
yeah, at EA, I'm not going to be like, you're the reason why everything's bad.
Yeah.
Same here. I don't, like you said, I don't put much stock in it just being her fault for Star Wars only releasing one game.
So this team though, so there's other game executives now at Google. So she's joining this team of other ones, which Phil Harrison, who worked for PlayStation and Xbox, a little bit a while ago.
Yeah.
And then Jack Busser, who was the director of PlayStation Home, if you remember that
No.
useless piece of Sims like garbage. And PlayStation Now, which, let's be honest, if you're comparing PlayStation Now to Game Pass, that's a fail too. So it's weird that you have these, I don't want to say cast-offs, because clearly these people built something that eventually became something grander, the ideas and the concepts, but it's like a little weird where, like, in my mind, Raymond's best stuff was Ubisoft. I mean, she's co-creator of Assassin's Creed. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But then, what have you done for me lately is what we hear a lot of times. And in the gaming industry, you're constantly in a state of, like, if you work and this is your passion, this is your life work, you're in a constant fear of your project getting canceled, you being laid off, like, at any given time. So if you don't have something, you know, to raise your flag up on that's recent, is it really that relevant anymore? Like, that's my concern here. I obviously think she's going to have contributions, but I'm not so as excited about it as some other people. I don't think it means that much in the grand scheme of Google. I think Google just needed people that had industry knowledge, not necessarily like a grand resume. So like, hey, I'm the co-creator of, like, The Last of Us or Uncharted, or, you know, worked for Nintendo and the Mario franchise. Like, they're not talking about anything like this. If you look, like, Google's just, like, building the framework, it looks like, for something grander.
Well, you really only need one person who can do that, right? Because if you have all of those people doing that, then you've got too many irons in the fire. And I think you're right. This is kind of like a guidance and leadership type of thing. So who knows how much hands-on they'll actually have, but hopefully they can at least steer the ship, right? You know what I mean? Because nobody wants a dumpster fire or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like none of these names really carry the same weight
2.0
as like a Phil Spencer
Cliff
or a Miyamoto. Like, those are the guys that, like, if they made an announcement like that, you're like, holy cow, this guy built this. And, you know, these folks that they've lined up, not just Raymond, but the other two I mentioned, none of them have really built something or, you know, made those huge strides in the industry for themselves. It's kind of been like, nope, they're here to offer guidance and insidership. And I think Google just needs a couple people to help pull the strings, basically make things happen a little bit. All right. On to the next subject, my arch nemesis, if you will. EA paid Ninja, my friend Ninja. Not really.
Your boy.
$1 million to stream Apex Legends. And this is the part of the story people most are glancing over, for half a day.
Oh, God.
$1 million for half a day. So EA, obviously, Apex Legends came out of nowhere, even though it was leaked a year ago. And people didn't believe it. But whatever the case is, you know, this game was announced and, like, hey, it's available today. It was out there. So EA obviously had to come up with some guerrilla type marketing, because in the gaming industry, the stratosphere, that FOMO is a big deal. You want to be playing the most recent. You want to be talking about the most recent thing. You want to get in front of as many people's eyes as possible. No arguments here. Ninja pulls in something like 14 million subscribers. So that's if you get something like that playing, that's a huge marketing move. And for $1 million, you think of it that way, it's cheaper than, like, a television ad when you think about that. Like a Super Bowl ad who cost you $1 million to run a Super Bowl ad. You got 14 million people watching Twitch that actually care about this product. So it's a captive audience that follows this person. It's a very effective marketing thing. And they did say they have reached out. They did reach out to people here and engage in the payment. It's a part of a multi-part marketing program. Paid engagements were there at the launch of the game. They look to quickly introduce the game to the world. But they did state all Apex Legends streaming from content creators was completely organic, because they said their paid streams were short-lived after midday on February 5th, the day after release. I'm sorry, so a day and a half. They paid him $1 million for a days and a half worth of work to play Apex Legends. Now,
it's a solid effort.
Right. Now, here's the thing, and this kind of goes contradictory to what Seth had said. Ninja never said he was being paid to play this. So Seth kind of made the statement like, oh, no, he said EA paid. No, Ninja has actually declined to comment about this story at all. So he's not even acknowledging what it is when EA is saying, like, yes, we did. And I don't have a problem with this as a marketing strategy at all. Like I said, I think it's a great marketing campaign. It's better than a commercial. It's better than an ad program for sure. However, much like I think reviewers, when they review a game, if it was given to them, not paid for by that person's own money, that should be disclosed in some way, shape, or form. So I think it would be the same thing where Ninja can sit there and totally say, hey, EA hooked me up. I'm here to stream Apex Legends for you. They've hooked me up to do this special stream for you guys, yada, yada, yada. And then, like, after the engagement's over, if he kept playing it and actually liked it, you could sit there and say, man, I love this game. So what started off as a job for me, I legit love this game. turns out he didn't really love this game. He was getting smoked by other streamers, like pretty bad. Shroud, Dr. Disrespect was another one. Like he was just getting roasted. Like he couldn't hang. I think he had his Fortnite and Apex are two very, very different games. I can attest to that. So I can understand how he wasn't great at it. But clearly, like, this didn't continue on. Whereas, maybe if EA actually paid money to Shroud or Dr. Disrespect or a streamer that continues to play Apex Legends, the money would have actually gone a lot longer in their mind. Whereas Ninja dropped it after the day and a half, like, requirement was over, and he went right back to Fortnite because he couldn't grasp it. So it's a little weird. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it as a marketing strategy, but I do think it should be disclosed that, hey, this is basically a paid advertisement for Apex Legends, to be listed somewhere on there. That just didn't seem to happen. So that I find a little shady, I
agree. I think this looks worse for Ninja than anybody because I don't know. It's your credibility. And clearly I guess he doesn't have to care because however million people you said watch him. Clearly I'm always watching him. Let me tell you, I didn't even know who this guy was until like 2 months ago.
Until I started hating him publicly.
Yeah, basically. So that tells you how I have the my finger on the pulse of the community here. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty skeezy to do that. It's at the end of the day, it's really up to EA to do this, obviously, and he just accepted it. But still, I can't imagine being like, I hate this game, but I'm not going to tell anybody because I don't want to represent myself truthfully. I just can't imagine not. It just seems like so many negatives could happen for not saying it.
Right.
That outweighs, not doing it at all. So.
No, totally. And that's the trend here. So like, I'm really actually not faulting EA at all because they're being completely transparent about this. So like, yep, we did it. This leaked out and they're not denying it.
I agree.
Because EA, so when they reached out for the comments, Ninja was no comment. EA came out and said, yes, he was part of a multi-part marketing program, but they're not denying that aspect at all. But so Ninja has had a history now, if you go back, of things that he says and does which don't fit this new character he's trying to portray of
that's a real problem right there.
That's really what it is. He's trying to portray this different thing where if you go back and you can find people have done like YouTube montages of stuff he's deleted that he doesn't want out there anymore because of his new family friendly image of him like flipping off on people and stuff like that. So
see, that's about the only thing I know about him is that he flipped and there was some controversy and people were like, I miss the old Ninja.
Yeah. No, so, yeah. Because he was your typical raging, guy, but not in the way like Dr. Disrespect does, where he's Dr. Disrespect is a character. Yep, like this guy is playing that guy. Ninja is not. He's trying to portray it as him, and that's kind of where it's like it's iffy. His whole "I won't stream with women" thing, I won't game with women thing. Then this comes up, and then like him just trying to be squeaky clean when like, dude, you weren't that a year ago.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he makes $500,000 a month normally, and he got $1 million for a day and a half worth of work. So,
where does he stream? Let me guess, Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay. I wondered. Yeah. I just wondered because I know there's some YouTube stuff going on that with algorithms that make people family friendly to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But if he streams at Twitch, then yeah, forget about that.
Yeah, no, he's on Twitch, so there's no worry there. But yeah, 13 million followers.
Yeah, I feel like Twitch has to be in the long run has to be more lucrative.
Definitely.
So I mean, I guess because if you're making videos, YouTube's about your only option. But I mean, for streaming, I wonder what the highest grossing YouTube streamer makes compared to, what's that's comparable to on Twitch? Because we know no one's touching Ninja. So
well, it used to be PewDiePie, didn't it? Before he
didn't stream very often. He was all just making videos, right?
Making videos, yeah.
I don't even think they had a very good ability to allow you to stream really up until we started looking into it for the podcast.
Right.
But even then, it's so clandestine and just weird that Twitch is a lot easier, and it makes sense if you're a gamer who's constantly doing it day in and out and whatnot. So.
Oh wow! According to this is just I randomly searched this. This is from some Business Wire article or Business Insider article from 2018. This was the 11 most popular gaming YouTube stars. Now I don't know what they gained popularity, but in this list, I don't know if it's in order. Jacksepticeye is the first one they list off.
That doesn't surprise.
Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Vegeta 777, Vanos Gaming, Jaga German, Fernaflu, Rubius OMG, and PewDiePie.
Oh,
Markiplier is the only one I know other than PewDiePie. So
I know Jack. Yeah, I know 3 of them.
I just don't.
They're all pretty much friends. From Vanoss is a group of people, though, I believe, and they play a lot.
I only know Markiplier because he talks like this.
Yes. So, digging in a little bit more. So,
Resident Evil now.
On the day Apex Legends launched, throughout hours of streams from Ninja and other people like Shroud, there was graphics that would pop up briefly that just simply said Apex Legends partner. But that doesn't mean doesn't tell you anything.
No, but at least something. At least they tried.
Right. But then so it's like that could also been like, hey, you got the beta. Like you played it before other people. It could have just be that. Like you know what that means. Like you're a humble partner. What does that mean?
I don't know. In the that's true. Hold
on, let me send you some links and then you'll understand.
I'll show you what it means. Send me money is what it means.
I already do.
That's
Shush.
true. That's true. I don't know. This whole culture here I am going to get in on my rocker chair and drink some warm lemonade and get mad at young people. But I don't know. It just seems like influencer. I hate that word. I hate the idea that these people can stream games and it causes the poor youth of America to go, I need to be playing this game because this guy named Ninja with blue hair and wears a yellow silk tie on his head did it. It's just, is this what being old is like? Because it's very.
You've been podcasting with Kevin a while. It's paying off.
He's got blue hair and I don't like it.
Just like I love that Discord conversation. You're like, I don't like the Beatles. Like, first response, of course you do. Of course.
Yeah. I saw that.
I don't like the Beatles. I don't. It's legitimate. I don't find them good. That's just me.
I don't know. It's just. I don't feel like I'm influenced by that much unless it's a game I wasn't aware of and then saw it and was like, oh, but to be like, oh, this person's playing it, so I have to. I just can't relate to that at all.
No. I watch streamers like. I'll watch highlight reels of streamers. So like Dr. Disrespect puts out like a 10-minute video once a month of it, like his highlights for that month. And I'll watch that because I find him entertaining, not because of whatever. And the only other streams I watch are, hey, I'm interested in this game. Let me see this game. I don't care who's playing it. I'm like,
yeah, I agree. Cause I'll watch some because they're entertaining, not because I take everything they say as gospel or anything like that.
Exactly. It's not influencing me to buy the game or anything like that in that nature. Like if I was interested in buying the game, that might be why I'm looking up the stream. But generally I just look for entertainment, not to be, hey, what game should I buy next? Let me check with Ninja because he just plays Fortnite. So I should buy Fortnite. Oh, wait, it's free.
Even better.
Hey, score. Never playing the game again.
Who am I talking to? I'm the only one in the room.
Sorry, cat. You don't have opposable thumbs. Anyway.
Yo, dog.
It's a no for me,
I was going
dog.
to do some horrible Randy Jackson, but I decided I better not.
I better not is a great. I better not.
I better not.
I better not.
I don't want to get in trouble.
All right. What do you say we end this train wreck?
Seems like we're doing a pretty good job. We call
it
awkward finish. Mwah, it's so good.
It is good. This is better than the Fluxtaposed awkward finishes lately. You guys kind of just ended. Like it's not awkward anymore.
Yeah, I've had enough. Just end it. Lucas, go.
Yeah.
I don't even tell Lucas. I just started reading the Patreon.
And then I know. Another time.
Well, I'm tired of this junk. Let's move on.
I gotta hear some wild
people we suckered into giving us money.
Yep. It's all true.
It's true. Truth. All right. So,
I'm waiting for the day when I get to hear you say Dante Bellini Jr. in the ad read again. It's just fun. It was fun to hear you say that word.
I want it back, but it's awkward to be like, hey, you should give me money again.
You used to give me money, and then we quit. But now I have this new thing. You can give me money again.
Yeah, like you used to give a whole bunch of people money.
I hit up Lucas's mom, and she gave us money.
You did what to Lucas's mom?
Yeah, we're on a first name basis.
Nice.
Me and Darlene go way back.
It's just an awkward thing where I want to be like, hey, you used to give a whole bunch of us money, like the whole make us better thing money. So now you should give it to just us. Because that was the reason you were doing it anyway. So just keep it and let's just do it again. So I don't know.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Jason, where can people find you now since you're not on PSVG? Ever.
No, I'm not on anything anymore except Fluxtaposed, fluxtaposed.com, patreon.com/Fluxtaposed. Fluxtaposed.com/Discord. I do frequent the PSVG Discord. As Lucas likes to say, I'm on the Discord. You can find me there, chatting up on the Discord.
That's right.
Not as active as I used to be because I tried to limit myself there. But if you tag me, I'll probably see it
Someday.
Unless it's in Nintendo Shack, I don't go there anymore.
Yeah,
it hurts too much.
I do find it fun that Lucas has like tripled or quadrupled his Discord presence since officially joining PSVG.
Yeah, right. He's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna actually talk in there now.
I feel obligated because I'm part of the team.
I have friends.
We never could get him on Twitter, and then he never used to use Discord. Now look at him.
Yeah, I will do Discord all day over Twitter. I hate Twitter.
There's all those blue-haired people on Twitter.
Yep, exactly. Great. Now I'm gonna get in trouble with the blue-haired people.
It's all right,
friends.
It's all right. So, Lucas, where can people find you other than the Discord?
Other than the Discord, I do the Fluxtaposed thing with that knucklehead over there.
Hey, that's me.
And not on Twitter because I hate Twitter. And those are the places. Only those places.
That's it. You can't even find him in his house. His wife has been looking for a long time. He's held up in a safe room.
I found a crawl space she doesn't know about.
It's a panic room.
Yeah, it's a panic room. It's my wife's room.
Your hyperbolic chamber.
That's right. Well, I'm not Darth Vader, but someday.
Or you're like 11 and you get down and you get into your salt tank and put on your VR headset and you're like, yep, this is gaming. You're like, this is pod racing.
I just have a VR game of my life, my real life, but it's just in virtual reality.
You're just podcasting in VR.
Yeah, exactly. I can't see anybody. Oop, I just hit the mic with my VR headset.
Oh, no.
This is great.
I just want to point out that's such a timely Stranger Things reference when we haven't seen Stranger Things like a year and a half.
Coming back. You got to get ready.
Yeah, in July, isn't it? July?
Okay, 4 months to go.
Yeah. We're getting there. But you cannot find me on Fluxtaposed, but they'll read my name every episode, at least for now, until I'm too broke to do it. But you can also follow me at PSVG Kevin on the Twitter sphere. You won't find me on any other show on the PSVG Podcast Network because I decline them all. But then I make them show up on mine and Lucas's show.
I like how you added and Lucas's.
It's our show, buddy.
It is, but are you used to that yet, though?
I think so.
Like I still have some stuff left over at Fluxtaposed. I haven't fully, brought.
But I gave you a drawer here. You have your own drawer.
I know.
I need you a key.
It's a really big drawer though, and I don't have a lot of things. Jason got most everything in the divorce.
That's serious business when you get a drawer. Now, is it a sock drawer or an underwear drawer? That's real talk.
Lucas doesn't wear any underwear, so it's just a sock drawer.
Good point. Good point. You better watch your tube socks around him, if you know what I'm saying.
With that, everyone, we ask as always that you never stop gaming.
This has been a PSVG production. Any music, sound effects, or the like is owned by their respective copyright holders. No infringement is intended. The views expressed in this production are those of the individual contributor and may not necessarily reflect PSVG. This production may not be repurposed, reused, or redistributed without the express written consent of PSVG. PSVG is powered by patrons at patreon.com/PSVG. Become a patron to get special perks, including access to exclusive content.